We got a real treat for you here as we get things started. A man that has taken the soccer world by storm. And of course, El Pasoans loving it every time they get to hear the name Ricardo Pepi. And he's with FC Dallas, the UN's men's national team, and joins us here on Sports Talk to get things started. Welcome to the program. It's great to have you on. And thanks so much for the time. Ricardo, how you doing?
Hey, how are you? No, thank you guys for, getting to talk to me today. And thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. I want to apologize for not having you on 5 years ago when you were a 13-year-old still living in El Paso, because there's no reason why I shouldn't have had you on then. It would have been a great opportunity. I could have foreshadowed what was happening all these years later.
I feel like no one knew, I feel like no one knew. I didn't even know myself, or, I didn't imagine myself in this position, but, we're here now.
Absolutely. It's been an incredible ride for you. And it's funny because when I look at your bio in Dallas, FC Dallas, I see homegrown, because that's exactly what happened. You made that decision to move to Dallas as a teenager and ultimately coming up the ranks and joining MLS and FC Dallas. And obviously, a lot of people in El Paso still remember you when you were just starting out and playing and realizing what you could be like. And in fact, I think there's some people that actually remember you playing in the Sun Bowl soccer tournament years ago.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. It was crazy memories that I had back when I was a young player. Like I said, I didn't imagine myself playing here at a professional level. I was always a dream of mine, but, I feel like I'm in a great spot, and I've always worked so hard these past 5 years to be able to be where I am now.
When did you realize that that for you, soccer had a chance to really be something special? Was it prior to moving to Dallas, or was it always once you made that decision to go there?
I feel like when I really started to know that soccer was really an opportunity for me is right before I moved to Dallas, because that's when I first got scouted by FC Dallas, and I knew I had an opportunity to come to the academy and develop here. So that's when I first started to realize that it was a great opportunity for me, and I had to take it serious.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you did. And, you look at what that's been like for you first coming up through their development program and then really up to the big club. I mean, it's been a whirlwind for you, but I can imagine that for you, probably maturity beyond your years, right? Because this is what you prepared yourself for. So even though you're 18, you're almost a seasoned vet when it comes to really playing this sport.
Yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a journey of lots up and downs, all over the place. So I feel like moving at 13 years old made me mature a little bit more. But I feel like to where I am now after when I was last year, it's been a major change. And like I said, moving at 13 developed me and helped me grow a lot as a person and being able to hold in the circumstances that I was put in.
Ricardo Pepi with us here on Sports Talk as we kick things off on the program. Well, for you, it's been a great season at FC Dallas. You've really taken over that leadership role, scoring goals, getting the opportunity to shine also in the All-Star showcase against Liga MX. And that had to be unbelievable for you, because I know with your ties both to the U.S. and to Mexico, what a thrill to play in that game and obviously have a chance to deliver that PK goal.
It was amazing. It was amazing because, it was always this competition between Liga MX and the MLS. So, we went out there, we wanted to win the game. And I feel like, I was put in a situation where I had to win the game for the team. So, I ended up doing it and we came out on top.
When did it come to a point in your career where you saw players that you probably really idolized growing up and realizing, hey, these are some of my soccer heroes. Now you're playing alongside the pitch with them or against them, and you have to put all that stuff aside and realize, all right, it's just time to get down to business.
Yeah, realizing the MLS All-Star game, I feel like I was there, and I used to watch the Liga MX all the time with my family when I was like 8, 10 years old. So, I used to watch all them players, and then now I got to play against some of them players. So that was, it was an amazing time, and it was a dream come true.
Ricardo Pepi with us here on Sports Talk as we continue. Now, the U.S. men's national team, is this something that you've been expecting for a while? I know El Pasoans were ready. They've been wondering when this was going to start to happen. But for you, when you got the call and realized you're going to get a chance to play with the national club, was it a surprise or something that you were essentially looking to have that opportunity soon?
Yeah, it was something I was definitely looking forward to. I knew I was going to get my opportunities with the team, and I knew I had to make the most of my opportunity. I feel like I got the opportunity to go to the World Cup qualifying, which is a special one, and I got to play, and I feel like I made the most out of my opportunity, like I said.
How tough was it for you when you could have played for the Mexican national team as well as the U.S. team? I don't know if people realize, based on your situation and how unique it is, was it a real tough decision for you as you were kind of weighing your options since you've got dual citizenship?
Yeah, it was a really tough decision. I had my parents who are Mexicans, and then, I live here in the U.S., so it was a really tough decision to be able to find out who I wanted to represent. But, I ended up making my decision with some heart and, talking obviously with my family and my agent. So I think I made the best decision.
No doubt. I mean, look, we watched the highlights against Honduras. It was an unbelievable debut for you. Now, I can imagine, it's your first game with the team. You want to make a big impression. But even in your wildest imagination, could you have predicted something like that would happen since you had a hand in 4 goals and ultimately sparked the club so much in that second half comeback?
I really wanted to. I really wanted to the night before. I talked to my parents about being able to just score a goal. And then I talked to them. I told them, Mom, I'm going to score a goal. Dad, I'm going to score a goal. So I feel like that helped me a lot. And I've always done where I put it in my head that I'm going to score, and it ends up happening because when it comes to you, I think you're prepared and your mentality is already there that, you're going to score the goal.
That's interesting. So for you, it's essentially picturing what you're going to do. And then it's exactly what happens. You have that ability to fulfill that prophecy and come through. Not everybody has the luxury of wanting to do something and then seeing it through like you've been able to do. Has it been like that for a good portion of your soccer career?
Yeah, it's been like that ever since I first signed my professional contract. Obviously, when I was a young player, I didn't really think about, scoring a goal like that. All I thought was about having fun. But ever since I first signed my first contract was always been like that, just put it in your head that you're going to go out there and score, and it ends up happening. And it's just because your mentality is ready, you're already ready for the moment.
Absolutely. And then when you realize you're on that stage, you're wearing, the red, white, and blue, and you're having a chance to play in probably one of the more hostile territories you're ever going to debut in. Is that when really it sinks in and you say to yourself, all right, this is happening now. I just got to go out and do what I've done my whole professional career?
Yeah, no, when I first realized that I had done big things, it was after the game, I didn't really think about, I'm in a big moment right now. I was focused on what's on the game. I was on the game. Then obviously we needed 3 points. So we were all focused on the game and obviously winning the game. So, I feel like it was a very important win for us, but I didn't really realize anything till like a day after the game.
Ricardo Pepi with us here on Sports Talk as we continue. As far as the future for you, I mean, you're probably not going to be hitting your soccer prime for a while. To me, it's scary to think that this is your second year playing MLS full-time and what you're doing now at FC Dallas, seeing the early impact you had on the U.S. men's national team and understanding that, you're still a teenager. So you tell me, I mean, it seems like for a lot of us here in El Paso and soccer fans around the world, your prime is years away.
Yeah, my prime is years away. Every day I feel like I can grow. Every day I can get better. And it's never going to stop. I feel like every day a person, not even only in soccer, but only in life, you grow as a person. You always learn new things. So my prime is yet to be hidden, and it's going to be for a few years.
Ricardo Pepi with us here on Sports Talk. I'll tell you something I love, okay? I just got a tweet from one of our listeners, Herman, who said that he hardly ever watches soccer, but watched that match because you being from El Paso. And I love this. There's so many El Pasoans that are soccer fans that already know who you are, but there's a lot of people like him that don't know much about the sport, but now are engaged because of your ties to this city. And ultimately, you could have so many people that are enjoying and watching soccer as a result of you having a chance to play in Dallas and obviously on the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah, the El Paso community, I feel like, has always been very supportive. I feel like people, even my family, they've always been very supportive. And I love all the people down from El Paso. I love the culture. I love everything about El Paso. So, thanks to everyone who has been supporting me. And I just want to thank you guys.
How often do you get a chance to get back, Ricardo? When are you planning on being back home again?
I want to be back soon, probably when the season ends. I will take a time, just 2 or 3 days to be able to go visit my family back home. But sometimes I usually don't get a chance throughout the year. So it has to be in like December, maybe October, November.
That's so tough. And that's exactly just 2 or 3 days. It's not like you get to spend weeks at a time here in El Paso. For you, full-time commitment now to Dallas and what you're going to be doing on the U.S. team. So ultimately, for people that don't understand, talk a little bit about how your time is so stretched out with all of your soccer commitments, from training and practice to the matches and everything else.
Yeah, it's about managing your life. I manage my life pretty well. I feel like, I have to manage it with school. I still do school. So, school, practice in the mornings, and then even games on the weekends. So it's a very busy life. I'd say it's a very busy life, but, I chose to be able to practice and be able to play soccer. So I feel like that's my decision, and I have to manage it.
Now, I know the regular season ends early November, and then the playoffs come around for you. So you've got a lot of things on your plate right now. And I'm sure having a chance to lead FC Dallas to an MLS title is definitely something that's going to be on your wish list here for the next few years.
Yeah, the MLS title has always been on my wish list ever since I started playing for FC Dallas. So, we still got 7-8 games left. So, we're going to make the most out of the games and get the most points we can, so be able to make it to playoffs and then eventually win that MLS Cup.
Final question. There could be a lot of people listening to this interview that have young kids playing this sport, much like you were a few years back. If they're listening right now, what advice do you have to give to the kids, the boys, the girls playing soccer, youth soccer here in the city of El Paso?
Making a big move and having big dreams takes a lot of sacrifice. So if you really want something, you have to be willing to make those sacrifices and chase your dream.
Well, you've done that so far. Congratulations to you. I'm looking forward to having you back down the road, and wish you nothing but the best here for the rest of the 2021 season, Ricardo.
Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it.